Injuries have definitely plagued the Minnesota Vikings this year, right? We lose Kirk Cousins to a season-ending Achilles injury. Justin Jefferson was out for basically a total of like 7 to 8 weeks with a hamstring injury. And there's also been a lot more injuries throughout the entire roster if you just look at it as a whole. But one specific injury on the defensive side of things, linebacker Jordan Hicks, who had compartment syndrome, had to go get surgery or emergency surgery basically right away. Otherwise, he could have lost his leg. His practice window, his 21-day practice window, was opened by the Vikings, I do believe, last week, which is a very good sign and a chance that, hey, he could end up playing at some point this season. That was definitely the goal. There was a chance that he could end up missing the entire season. However, we have some really, really good news per Alec Lewis on the X app or on Twitter, if you guys know what as that. He basically said, Vikings linebacker Jordan Hicks said today that he is working to play this weekend, right? He is about 5 weeks removed from compartment syndrome, suffered in week 10 against the Saints. There's no question his experience would help Minnesota defense down the stretch. Absolutely would help us massively, even though that defense is still flying around, making plays. Basically the high point of this organization as we sit today, which is completely bananas because last season our defense was one of the worst things about the organization compared to our offense and other moves around the organization. Our defense was horrible. Now we bring in Brian Flores. He's completely flipped the script. This defense is flying around making plays, but without our star linebacker, our signal caller from weeks 1 through 10, he's been missing for the past 5 weeks. Ivan Pace Jr. has stepped in tremendously, done a great job, but having Jordan Hicks back would make this defense even that much more better. Now, prior to his injury, Hicks had been having a very good season for the Minnesota Vikings, including an NFC Defensive Player of the Week award back in Week 6 in Minnesota's victory over the Chicago Bears. Now, his injury has given rookie Ivan Pace Jr. the opportunity to serve as the primary play caller on defense. Example, the guy with the green dot on his helmet. If you don't know what that is, on the back of their helmet, they have a green dot. That means he's the one that's getting the calls in. He's telling the rest of the defense what that signal is, right? Now, as Hicks has been filling that role prior to his injury, okay, that was Jordan Hicks' job. Now, getting Hicks back ahead of the Week 16 game would be a significant boost for the Vikings defense against a Detroit team that wants to run the football. Not only do they want to run the football, but they're a very good pass offense as well. Sam Laporta is a freak of nature, arguably the best rookie of the season at this point in time, other than C.J. Stroud and some other ones like that. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, also a massive threat. Jamison Williams is coming into his own. I mean, this team is sound all around, basically. Now, we don't know for sure yet if Hicks is going to be back out there on Sunday, but we'll be keeping our fingers crossed and hoping that he's officially over his injury concerns. I hope that's the case. I hope he does make a return. We're going to need him in a massive, massive way. This is a big-time game, right? The first time we're playing the Detroit Lions this season. We have them we have 2 times out of the next 3 weeks, the last 3 weeks of the season. And basically, if we win out, Detroit loses out, we have a chance to win the NFC North. And we could use a boost on defense against this Lions team who basically, like I mentioned earlier, can do everything and anything they want, right? As long as Goff doesn't have a bad day, the Detroit Lions are going to play some good football, and that's what I'm worried about, right? Having Jared Goff throw for 350 yards, 3 or 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, that's what I'm worried about. And with Hicks in the mix, that kind of rhymed. That was kind of cool. I think it makes it or gives us a better chance to win this ball game. Not only this ball game, but the last ball game of the season against the Detroit Lions as well, where we might be fighting for a playoff spot or even fighting for the NFC North title. You never know, but having Hicks back in the lineup would be great. There's a chance that he plays. It's not 100% set in stone yet if he will play, but it also, you have to take a look at the Detroit Lions. They're getting a piece back on defense as well in CJ, who is a Christian, or CJ Gardner-Johnson. So we would like to have a little bit more, an even playing field, and having Hicks back would definitely help that case. So he's hoping to play. He's on pace to play, but it all ultimately relies on how he's feeling when game time comes and what the doctor is saying, what the team wants to do moving forward. But Jordan Hicks could play this weekend, this Sunday, against the Detroit Lions. You guys can let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of the night, folks, and Skol Vikes.